his parents suggested that we take this route, which was like through this really hilly, I don't know if it was a park or if it was some sort of nature reserve, but it was like basically a really hilly drive through the woods. And his mom's boyfriend at the time was really into like derby racing and like driving cars really fast.
That is scary.
And he was kind of a wild man driving through these winding roads, and he was progressively getting faster and faster, just like speeding up the car. And I wasn't really paying attention. I was just kind of like laughing, and like it kind of felt like the experience of a roller coaster. Over and through the hills, we kept going and going and going. And then we all looked out the window at the same time, I guess. And everyone screamed, just like out of nowhere, just like was shrieking. And I looked out and I didn't see anything. I was like, what? What was it? What was it? And apparently they had all seen this like white rabbit monkey looking creature like jumping through the trees.
Wow. Okay.
And I was just so f***ing lost.
Are these the same people who told you that gum was called Chewies?
Yes.
Okay, well.
Bullshit.
Oh, jeez.
The wild man of
Luxembourg.
Wait, are we focusing on the boyfriend? that saw this monkey. The cryptid is my ex's mom's boyfriend.
That is scary.
That's very scary.
So basically what we're going to be talking about today, if you haven't already gathered from our very transparent description of what just happened, is we're going to be discussing...
Question is the quality of the proof that exists.
So according to give it whatever, like what, if we were thinking about this monkey bunny, what powers would it have, do you think?
Super speed. Also, if you look into its eyes, you fall in love with it.
Yeah, I was thinking sexual prowess.
Yeah.
I was thinking, the way Jane told the story, I thought it was like everyone screamed because they just suddenly felt terror. Like it just has an aura.
Ooh,
it makes you scream uncontrollably.
I mean, I was scared afterwards. I had no idea what was going on. I mean, this isn't a very unique trait, but I always like it because I find it so scary in horror movies, but like the thing in the background that like you can't really focus on, and like if you look at it directly, it disappears.
Ooh, that's kind of a Soma-ish.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really important aspect of all the popular pictures of these creatures. I think the scariest thing about horror is the unknown.
Right, yeah,
and anything that plays into that. Yeah, and it's always like that too when someone tells me about a scary monster in a horror movie that I've never seen. What I picture in my head is always 10 times scarier than what it actually looks like.
Yeah, and the scariest things you never really see. Like the best horror movies, I feel like, or horror games, do a good job of concealing the monster for the majority of the movie because it's not really that scary if you see it. Back to this bunny.
I was in it's called actually Witness. But you can just put in Manchester. It was like the Manchester, Liverpool area.
The Manchester Maniac.
The Manchester Man Bunny.
Alright, I'm not liking that.
The
man hair.
Man hair. I like man hair.
Have we actually said yet that we want to design a cryptid?
I
don't think we have. So. Okay, so we're talking about what a cryptid is. Why are we doing that, subjectivists?
Well, obviously, because we're going to draw something.
I have repressed this memory, and now I need to get it out and physically...
Bunny head monkey... monkey limbs?
I think it was monkey limbs and, like, rabbit body and maybe ears? Maybe a monkey face?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it could be anything.
It could be any of these.
It could be any number of combinations. Let me show you my first idea here. But yeah, I'm definitely... I mean, just because when I hear ape, like, this really long arms swinging through the trees, and I think bunny faces are actually pretty creepy by themselves, so I feel like you could just leave it like that. And, like, you know, the whole thing, maybe...
It's so funny that you gave him... I look at that and I imagine that it's like 6 foot or something.
Yeah,
when
I
Jane
was
describing
imagining
the story, I was imagining something that's maybe like lemur sized. Like I feel like it'd be scarier if it was smaller.
I think there's. I think they were small, like almost the size of like lemurs or cats, or maybe a little bigger than that. Probably like a full size greyhound, not like a miniature.
Those are huge. Wait,
yeah.
the Italian greyhounds?
If
Not the
it's
Italian ones.
small, should there be more than one of them? Like
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
a
definitely
pack
see
of
them being
them.
a pack. Yeah.
Isn't that
Swing through trees.
a warren?
Because like there's like a fine line you can balance between small being not scary at all and small and then swarms being really scary. Because there was that movie, I think it was called Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, and there were like these little gremlin things that ate teeth, and they were like tiny. And like that's pretty scary. But I like the idea of these being maybe like gibbon size if they would have these proportions.
Yeah, just imagine something. A lot of little small things that have some great advantage over you, like going really fast.
I'm thinking that maybe these things could be sentient if they are kind of humanoid. Are bunny men. Oh wait, that's a cryptid, isn't it? A bunny yip?
Oh, I do a little bunny yip. Yip yip.
Oh,
That's what it sounds like. It's not a good name. It's not very scary.
It's not scary.
Mothman? That's scary. I think out of all of the cryptids that I've seen, Mothman is the most endearing.
I like it being all white, but I also like the idea of... red eyes would be good, because bunnies have those red eyes.
Oh yeah, red eyes for sure. I like the idea of kind of a gaunt face and a little bunny nose being really high up.
Does it...
Also, rodents have very scary teeth.
Okay, so if we have a cryptid that is a bunch of small cryptids, do they need a larger leader cryptid?
Oh God.
Ooh.
An elder. I mean, we can get
Where did
really...
they come from? Why are they here?
Where did
That's
they
the
go?
whole point of cryptids, I guess.
I have a more creepypasta 13-year-old wrote it
Okay.
story where it started with a bunny and a monkey hidden away in a laboratory,
Oh, okay.
and they were being tested on, and they suffered horrible tests, and then they escaped, and now they're running through the forest.
When you said a 13-year-old wrote this, you were not exaggerating.
No.
Wait, did the monkey and the rabbit like bang?
I think they fused.
They fused. Okay.
Yeah, the laboratory was testing a new makeup to prevent wrinkles.
Like.
Oh, and that's why they're so smooth and slinky
Oh,
and
that's
silky.
good.
Yeah.
But what is their motive?
Their motive is to be free and go fast.
Oh, okay. So they're misunderstood.
I also genuinely like the idea of a creature with the power to, like, cause you to involuntarily scream.
That sounds
Yeah.
really
I think
fucking
that's-
scary.
I think that's genuinely scary, and I think that would be cool.
I mean, that definitely would make for a really cool
It
shot
makes sense.
if we're thinking of this as like a film, like a bunch of people are walking through the woods, and then one of them just starts like like one of them is a little farther back and it just starts screaming. They're like, what? And they're just screaming. They're screaming. They're like, I don't know, but they're just screaming. Like that would be scary.
Is it confrontational? Like what was happening? Like Jane, I mean, you saw this thing.
I didn't actually see it.
Oh my
I
god.
experienced it with the other people who saw it.
She's the only one who didn't see it.
I got excited because it saw how fast you were moving. And it was racing
Because
you.
its passion is going fast.
Oh, it's racing. Okay, I like that.
Oh, wait, that's really cute. The monster's chasing me. I have to go fast.
Oh, so it is misunderstood.
Yeah, it was
And
just
it's
sort of
like
like
the tortoise in the hair also.
it's incredibly
Goes
fast. And it doesn't encounter any creatures in the wild that move as quickly as it. So
Oh,
it saw
so it's
this
always
car
racing
moving really
cars.
fast, and it was racing with it. Well, how does that tie into the lab element of it? What experiments did they do on it to cause it to emit something that just caused people to scream?
They were developing an anti-fear juice.
Ooh, what if it's something like an empathy component where like he goes fast and he's scared and he releases kind of a chemical that people react to? If we need
Oh.
to have like a physical explanation
So
for it.
he's stinky.
So if this were an ET style movie, the part where the rabbit like starts hiding under the kid's bed, he lures it out by giving it a bowl of tricks.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
My other idea was you only see this cryptid when you're like traveling at a high speed.
Yeah.
When they're in the
Yeah.
car.
Or like if you stop it, like when you look at it, it just vanishes, but you have to be like moving to see it.
If that's what we go with, there's definitely something from a narrative standpoint we could do where, you know how when you record with a video camera, it records at like a certain number of frames per second. So like you can only see it, maybe you can't see it with your eyes, but you can see it on camera. And that's why no one's gotten a good picture of it yet.
There you go.
Ah.
Unlike Bigfoot, this cryptid actually has a good reason to never be caught on camera.
There is a picture of Bigfoot. You can see her boobs.
So bringing it back around to art, unfortunately. This design that Jane has is so cool because the face is recognizable to me anyway as like a bunny face, but taking away its ears pushes it into that uncanny territory.
Ooh, yeah, that does sound.
Yeah, I don't want it to have ears.
That's really cool.
So we're saying beagle-sized, moving at incredibly high speeds, rabbit face. Is its skin exposed on its face like a monkey? Like it doesn't have fur on its face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
patchy,
That's
like
good.
bald areas would be really good.
I'm making this one really gross and like kind of veiny.
It looks at you and it says, "Mama."
Oh, that's good. Oh, it learned some human speech
Ooh,
at the
mimicry?
lab.
Tricks.
All I can say is stop
like
it.
That's so scary.
Stop it! Stop it! And it starts crying like a human.
The kid who finds it names him Doppler.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Alright guys, well, this is our cryptid so far. I know it sounds like we were brainstorming, but actually we were just trying to remember what Jane saw with her own eyes.
Yeah, it's real.
That's true.
We
Go to
actually
Manchester
reached
or-
out to Jane's ex-boyfriend's mom's boyfriend, and he sent us this picture.
Oh yeah, this was captured at the scene.
So make sure you share with all your friends, and we have to find this cryptid.
And what is this cryptid called, by the way?
What did we decide
The
on?
Manchester-
Doppler?
Test subject number bunny.
Little.
The goon. Whoa, the goon.
Oh, the
Oh,
Manchester-
that's good. The Manchester Goon. Okay, that's it.
Oh.
I don't know. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you have any suggestions. for
Or
our
if you've
cryptid's
seen this
name.
cryptid.
Yeah, if you've seen this, I
Jane
know
has seen
someone
it.
out there
Have you
has.
seen it?
All right, guys. So this is our first spooky video. We're gonna have spooky videos all month this month. All right.
Mama Dragon.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed our cryptid. Yeah, happy Spooktober. We'll see you in the next video.
Let's get spooky.
Bye,
Ah!
guys.